Welcome back to SV Blown Away. In this week's episode, you're joining us in the Gulf of Volos. In case you missed it, last week we continued up the Evia Channel and through the Chalkers Bridge. We are Natalie, Ian and Nelson, and we are living a life less ordinary. Join us each week as our adventure unfolds.
Do you know what, for a minute I thought that was an osprey with a nest. It's not, it's a seagull. It's a GU11 masquerading as an osprey. That's actually quite pretty. The entrance to the Gulf of Volos.
Our first stop in the Gulf of Volos is Paleo Trickery Port. Just a man and his dog.
Yeah, you put sticks to it, didn't you?
We spent a couple of days enjoying this quaint little fishing village.
And the games begin. I guess summer's coming. Last year when we were in the Gulf of Volos, we visited a small port in our dinghy, a port called Melina. And we decided it would be an absolutely idyllic place for us to stop to do some maintenance on Blown Away. It's only a short distance from where we are now, and it's directly downwind. So we decided to put the spinnaker up.
Our spinnaker needs drying as it's been out in the rain, but it's also very beautiful to look at.
This is actually a parasailer, and it's got a wing in the sail, and it's designed to give that sail lift. So in a really light breeze, this is an absolute go-to piece of equipment.
With only 4 knots of true wind, we have a very relaxed sail, travelling at about 2 knots.
Well, it wouldn't be Blown Away if we weren't doing some work to the boat, and we're brightening up some of our varnish work.
I wanna dry up, but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here. All my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. could be ourselves. Didn't have much, but nevertheless, we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross the sea. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have, chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we do not have, we do not, all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not.
There was lightning then, I just missed it. But for every good day, there has to be a bad day, and today was the bad day. So with the storm rolling in from the distance, we set additional lines, sat back and waited for the inevitable.
I think I'll be standing in a puddle right now. The sky almost looks green down there, doesn't it? Look at it.
And the skies just became darker and darker as the evening rolled on. But as frightening as it is, there's a certain majesty to a lightning storm. I just can't resist sitting there and watching this.
This wind shift is what I was worried about.
And as with most storms, when the leading edge of the cold front passed overhead, the wind shifted. And we've now gone from a protected anchorage to an open anchorage. The wind is now on the bow of the boat. And all we can do is watch and wait. And once the storm has passed, life returns to normal.
Exactly, is some specific to that. Okay. That is the boat zone, but it's for the left. Okay. The name of the fish is fillet.
Yeah.
Rib.
Okay.
And the short is steak.
Thanks for watching this video. It's a short one this week. I haven't had a great deal of time to do editing. We've been pretty busy with the boat and with visitors. Join us again next week when we go to the rescue of another yacht. There is a good reason for us heading in this direction. We are meeting up with Sailing Melody. Jack, Melissa and Andy. We've been in contact with them quite a lot on YouTube, swapping ideas and plans and offering assistance in the rebuild of their vessel. And we invited them over for a week. And the reason we did that is that it is nice to get away from working on a boat to spend some time enjoying a boat. 20 years ago I spent 9 months underneath a tarpaulin welding in the rain in the UK and making this boat watertight again. So I know how depressing it is to be doing that day after day after day. And I do recall a couple standing outside of my boat which was covered in tarps, and their conversation went along the lines of, "That will never float again." Well, you're wrong. 20 years later, she's still afloat, and we are currently in the Mediterranean enjoying a good life. And I just thought it would be nice to invite the Melody crew over so that they can sample a little bit of that good life for themselves, so that they don't get demoralised or lose motivation in the rebuild of their boat. The Melody crew are on their way to Greece in a couple of weeks' time. Being a boat proud person, we will be doing some maintenance on this thing for the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure we're going to have time to do the roof, but I'm going to try and get the windows out and seal those up so that nobody gets dripped on if it does rain, and paint the decks and other bits and pieces just to tidy things up. Really, it's jobs that we wanted to do in the winter months, but it just wasn't possible in winter. It was just so cold and miserable. So yeah, anyway, we are on our way to Skiathos, and Skiathos is the next island in that direction.
We would like to say a huge thank you to our new monthly Ko-fi supporters. Joining us as deck crew, we have the Sailing Adventures of Captain Svetlana. You can check out their channel on YouTube. And joining us with massive monthly support as a chief officer, we have David L. And last but not least, a big thank you to our Patreon captains, Matty Clark and Michael Barris.
We need some volunteers.
Yeah.
In their website called Workaway. Like you get some workaways where they come over and do all the work for you, and they stay in your house for free or something like that.
I hear we've got a few people coming out soon. I hear Jack's very useful.
Jack's very useful. I've seen him in action.
As for those other two, well,
Yeah, the other two are lightweights, but Jack's a worker.
the other two shirts.
Come down a little bit. Put your fingers there. And look at the camera. Seriously, it looks just like Kilroy.
I'll stop the camera, shall I?